Globally announced back in February during MWC 2024, the HONOR Magic 6 Pro quickly grew attention after clinching its way to the #1 spot for smartphone cameras in DxO Mark, well, at least at the time we recorded this video, which is why the pressure is on for HONOR to deliver the best innovation and technology it can help to catapult the Magic 6 Pro to the top of the charts once more. But aside from a really great camera, how does the HONOR Magic 6 Pro perform overall as, well, a phone? Hey guys, Sayer from Yugatech, and today we're reviewing the HONOR Magic 6 Pro. So roll that OBB, let's get started. At first sight, the HONOR Magic 6 Pro looks very intimidating with its really large camera module at the back. It weighs 229 grams and measures 8.9 millimeters thin, making it rather heavy and rather thick. But it's not too heavy that you'll feel tired after using it for a long time. For reference, the weight is about the same as other heavyweights like the Xiaomi 14 Ultra, Oppo Find X7 Ultra, and the Asus ROG Phone 8 Pro. Slap on a protective case, and you'll have to deal with this phone using both hands given its really big size, and it's quite bulky too. Our unit is in the black colorway with a beautiful glass back panel with a smooth yet non-glossy finish. There's also a green variant that you can check out here that uses a faux leather finish as opposed to the glass back panel we have here. Which one looks better? Well, the choice is yours. I mean, design is subjective after all. The power button and volume rocker are found on the right side. At the top, you have the second speaker grill, noise cancelling mic, and the infrared sensor or IR blaster. At the bottom, you'll see the USB Type-C port, main speaker, primary mic, and the SIM card slots. At the back, you'll notice the huge camera module that houses the triple camera system, LED flash, SMA radar for AF and OIS, the multi-spectrum color temperature sensor, and flicker sensor, which we'll discuss more later in the camera section. Flip it over and open it up. The Magic 6 Pro sports a 6.8-inch LTPO OLED display with a resolution of 2800 by 1280 pixels, giving the panel a pixel density of 453 ppi. We can even manually set the resolution to one of three settings: low, which is 2100 by 960 pixels, standard 2450 by 1120 pixels, or high, which is the maximum of 2800 by 1280 pixels. What's unique to the Magic 6 Pro is that you can also set it to smart resolution, which automatically switches the resolution depending on the scenario or app you're using. And at the same time, it also acts as a power-saving feature. Like the resolution, the screen refresh rate can also be adjusted to dynamic, which makes the refresh rate vary depending on what the user is doing, balancing out smoothness and battery life. Users can set it standard, which is 1 Hz or 60 Hz to save power, and high, which goes between 1 Hz, 60 Hz, and 120 Hz. The display gets a peak brightness of 5000 nits with HBM enabled, which is really bright. And suffice to say, even without HBM enabled, it is still bright, not to mention the colors are rich and vivid, and the images are clear and crisp. The curved edges of the display help give you a more comfortable grip and make it feel thinner than the phone actually is. While most of us like this approach, other users might find the curved edges annoying due to the accidental touches and slight warped multimedia viewing. In terms of glass protection, HONOR used their internally developed nanocrystal shield to protect the display from scratches and drops. We don't know how comparable it is to Corning Gorilla Glass or Asahi Glass, but based on a few tests Boss Abe saw during their visit to the HONOR HQ in Shenzhen, China, the glass is definitely tough, so you can be sure it's tough. As mentioned earlier, the Magic 6 Pro comes with stereo speakers situated at the top and bottom ends of the device. They're loud and crisp, great for gaming, watching movies, or simply listening to your favorite tunes on Spotify. The IR blaster is also a great addition and is a lifesaver when remotes go missing, like what happens sometimes here at the HQ. So I can just turn on this TV here or turn on the aircon and change the temperature. At least I don't need to find the remote wherever it might have gone. For biometrics, you can choose between the in-display fingerprint sensor or 3D face recognition, although we prefer the former as it is more accurate and it unlocks faster. There's also an IP58 rating for dust and water resistance of up to 30 minutes in under 1.5 meters of water. But as always, try not to dunk your electronics in chlorinated water or salt water. It's just bad for your phone. Now, let's move on to perhaps the best aspect of the HONOR Magic 6 Pro, camera. The Magic 6 Pro gained a lot of attention after scoring the #1 ranking in DxO Mark for the main camera and selfie camera. True enough, HONOR put a lot of effort into the Falcon camera system, which is the system used on this phone. HONOR Philippine toured our boss Abe at their laboratory in Shenzhen, China to witness how they tested the camera system and showed us why they got the great results with DxO Mark. The primary shooter is a 50 megapixel super dynamic Falcon camera with adjustable aperture ranging from f1.4 to f2.0, along with optical image stabilization. The 108 megapixel periscope camera has a 1 in 1/4 inch sensor with f2.6 aperture and a 2.5 times optical zoom with up to 100 times digital zoom. The third camera is a 50 megapixel ultrawide with f2.0 aperture and a 122-degree field of view. On his way back from the HONOR HQ in China, Boss Abe stopped by Hong Kong to get a ride on the famous cable cars and even spent an entire day at Hong Kong Disneyland to get some sample photos and videos. And as you can see from this montage of photos here, the Magic 6 Pro takes excellent photos across all the cameras. Even at night, the shots look clean and crisp. No need for editing, and you can even upload these directly to social media. In fact, some might think you're actually using a DSLR. As for the rear video sample, check out some of the footage Boss Abe was able to capture in Hong Kong and some of the footage we were able to shoot here in Manila. Now, as I mentioned earlier, HONOR added a number of sensors to help the camera perform better and capture shots more accurately. This includes an SMA radar to assist in autofocus and optical image stabilization, a multi-spectrum color temperature sensor to accurately identify and measure the color and temperature of the subject, and a flicker sensor that detects the frequency of lights so that the camera can automatically adjust shutter speed and ISO, and you don't get those banding effects in your photos and the flickering effects when you're shooting videos. Overall, great footage all around, whether you're taking photos and videos in all types of lighting conditions with the HONOR Magic 6 Pro. The HONOR Magic 6 Pro runs on Android 14 skinned with Magic OS 8.0 on top. The interface is quite clean and simple with pure gesture controls for navigation. You can choose to keep the apps in the drawer or stick to the standard where all the apps are shown in the home screen. The environment is mostly search-driven. A search button on the home screen, HONOR Search when you swipe down, and Google Discover when you swipe left. It does take a while to get used to, especially with all the search functions available, and it can be confusing at first, but you'll get the hang of it after a while. There are also a lot of AI-powered services, but the one that we like best is the AI suggestions folder that will predict what apps you will most likely use and add them there on your home screen immediately. Much like the iPhone's Dynamic Island, HONOR has a similar feature called Magic Capsule. Similar to other HONOR phones running Magic OS, Magic Capsule can show info from a few services like timer, alarm, audio recorder, and even incoming calls. There's also Magic Ring, which allows interconnection across systems with multiple devices. This allows you to share content between HONOR phones, tablets, or laptops easily. Now, going back to the OS and apps, HONOR did install a lot of its native apps on the device. HONOR Docs, HONOR Health, System Manager, and many more, including an app market and My HONOR for user account management. There are also a few other third-party apps here, which include Strip.com, WPS Office, Booking.com, TikTok, and Netflix. So yeah, there is a bunch of bloatware, and I'll leave it up to you whether you want to delete them or not. There's one native tool here though that caught our curiosity: Ride Mode. It basically disables Bluetooth and headset so that calls are diverted to voice or SMS messages when you receive calls. It also locks everything else to keep you from accidentally opening other apps while the phone is in your pocket, except for the answer button. Great if you don't want to be distracted while you're driving or, as the name suggests, riding a motorcycle or a bike. Under the hood, the Magic 6 Pro runs the latest Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chipset, and it's paired with an Adreno 750 GPU. In the Philippines, there's only one configuration available, which is this one: 12GB of LPDDR5X RAM and 512GB of UFS 4.0 storage. Now, some of you might say 12GB of RAM is lacking. While that might be the case versus the other 16GB available in most other flagship smartphones, that does not really affect the performance too much. That's because Magic OS automatically allocated an additional 8GB of RAM Turbo or RAM extension. As a result, heavy workloads are not a problem with this phone. Running multiple apps and games with even more in the background does not choke the system at all. Even playing graphic-intensive titles like Honkai Star Rail or Genshin Impact work flawlessly and buttery smooth, even when you max out the settings. With that, you can expect the benchmark scores are equally impressive. And for those of you who like checking out the benchmark scores, we got them right here. Now that we know that this phone can perform and has a really great camera, the question is, how long does it last? Well, Powering the Magic 6 Pro is a large 5600 mAh Sika battery, and we expected this device to last longer than any other flagships we'd use. Now, one of the key technologies introduced by HONOR is the use of silicon carbon, or Sika as I mentioned. Compared to typical LiPo or lithium-ion batteries, Sika can store much more energy, which means it can occupy a smaller space with the same high capacity. And so far, this device managed to deliver, lasting well enough for the entire day even with mobile data turned on, using various social media apps and even capturing photos and videos for most of the day during Boss's Abe's trip to Hong Kong Disneyland and the rest of his China trip as well. In our PC Mark Work 3.0 battery test, the device clocked in 14 hours and 28 minutes. That's a pretty solid score that bested the ROG Phone 8 Pro of 11 hours and 58 minutes with almost identical battery capacity. However, it's not as great as the 15 hours and 53 minutes of the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra under the same conditions with 600 mAh less battery capacity. Likewise, in our video loop test, the Magic 6 Pro managed to rack up 30 hours and 20 minutes playing a full HD video at 50% brightness, 0 volume, and in airplane mode. For the gamers out there, we also tried playing several rounds of ranked within Mobile Legends, and we estimated roughly 8 hours and 15 minutes of game time on a single charge. Do note that Mobile Legends was set to ultra graphics and high frame rate settings were chosen. All of these tests showed that the Magic 6 Pro offers a very long battery life in almost any condition or usage behavior thanks to the bigger battery capacity and optimization. In terms of connectivity, the Magic 6 Pro has got it all and more. Wi-Fi 6 and Wi-Fi 7 support, Bluetooth 5.3 with A2DP LE and aptX HD, NFC, GPS, and IR blaster. SIM configuration can either be 2 nano or 1 nano and 1 eSIM. Yes, this phone supports eSIM. The Magic 6 Pro also supports reverse wireless charging, though it did not indicate the power rating. For wired charging, HONOR claims you can juice this from 0 to 100 in under 40 minutes using the supplied power breaking cable. Now, the moment you've been waiting for, the price. How much does this cost? Well, the Magic 6 Pro will come with a suggested retail price of 59,990 pesos for the lone 12GB plus 512GB variant. If you pre-order the HONOR Magic 6 Pro from May 9 to 17, 2024, you'll even get a free Harman Kardon Luna and HONOR Choice X3 earbuds. Overall, the HONOR Magic 6 Pro has all the makings of a great smartphone. Impressive camera, great performance, long battery life, and a really beautiful display. It's hard to find any fault with the Magic 6 Pro. You'd have to be really nitpicky if you had something wrong to say about this device. It's not perfect though, especially with the bloatware and UI, but it's got everything you would hope for in a flagship smartphone. HONOR did make a really good job in making the Magic 6 Pro a polished and well-rounded smartphone, putting itself as one of the top contenders for the best flagship smartphone this year. But what do you think of the HONOR Magic 6 Pro? Is this the camera phone you'll be considering this 2024? Whatever the case, share your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, if you found this video informative or helpful, do drop a like and subscribe to watch more. And don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. And of course, visit yugatech.com to stay updated with the latest tech news and reviews. Once again, this has been Jose, and I'll catch you guys next time. And to make use of the IR blaster, see ya.